Dude, they would always have a showpiece truffle. Because if we're like truffle week, truffle.
Was like in a thong or something? Or what?
It's like a
no.
It was
like flexing?
A literal like
the
1
Schwarzenegger
pound.
of truffles?
Come on. And it was be like a 1 pound truffle.
Get me the chopper.
Come on, you got to shave me. Come on, what are you doing?
I'm right here.
Put me over your noodles. Come on. Come on, shave me. I'm here.
That small boy is drunk.
I'm drunk. D-R-U-N-K.
There's only one beer left.
I drank the vodka. I was intoxicated. I drank all of those days in excess.
What's your drink, dude?
White Russian, thanks.
Welcome to the Local Drunks Podcast with your hosts, Daniel and Saul.
Hello.
Hey guys, this is Saul.
This is Daniel.
And this is the
Local Drunks Assholes Podcast.
Jesus Christ, Local Assholes Podcast. With yours truly.
That's a different website.
Yeah, that's a different one. That's our OnlyFans. Oh. We are drinking a Blacksmith Cabernet Sauvignon from Oakville, Napa Valley Reserve, from Blacksmith Cellars.
Blacksmith Cellars.
This was given to us by Dave. It's his brother, who is a phenomenal winemaker.
An upstanding man.
Upstanding gentleman. And out of Alameda, California. But we're gonna try it out. I've drank some of his bubbles.
Really?
Pretty solid.
What?
Yeah. They throw bottles at us at the end of the year, bro. They just throw them. They lob them at us.
Lucky. Look at the shoulder.
So thank you guys.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I know, right?
All right, here we go.
Oh,
Let's get a little. Oh shit.
he spills it everywhere.
Oh god. Oh.
Good lord.
Where's my wine closet?
We should have actually recorded this for the OnlyFans for sure.
Oh, take a picture for the body.
Yeah.
For the Insta.
The Insties.
The body Insties.
We'll just record a little.
Oh yeah, brother.
He pours wine better than that, folks.
This
He's just
2013 Cabernet Sauvignon, 2019 Lazel.
Jesus Christ. All right, so
Canceled by the French.
you know what? It's easy to cancel with friends, but they still love you anyway. Anyway, you can find us on YouTube, Instagram, also Patreon.
At Local Drunks Pod.
Yep. Just do any of those sites / Local Drunks Pod.
/
Local Drunks Pod. And also, if you listen to us on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, please feel free to leave us a rating.
Ooh.
Also, if you need to email us or have any questions for us, you can email us at
localdrunkspod@gmail.com.
And also, if you would like to call in and leave us a voice message, something for us to talk about or a crazy story, hit us up on SpeakPipe at
Local Drunks Pod.
/.
Call in like a server at a restaurant.
Yep. SpeakPipe.com /
Local Drunks Pod.
There we go.
Baby.
Oh.
Was this thing possessed?
No.
See, that shit has snapped at me, bro.
At you. It's just mad because you keep abusing it.
Yeah.
We're talking about this microphone.
Cheers.
Cheers. Ooh.
I'm getting notes of my mother's disappointment.
I'm getting a really big grape on this. You're getting grape.
Yeah, a little fermented grape on this. I'm getting hints of tears from my last divorce.
Oh my goodness.
This wine is...
My children no longer calling me. That's going to be so annoying to edit. That's going to be so annoying to edit. Because I'm going to have to turn it down.
Bro, you just gotta...
Fucking wine out your nose.
High putt.
That's what you get. That's what you get.
Just do a high pass, bro. It's got some good chew to it.
Get some,
Yes,
look at the
let me
legs.
go back for a... yeah.
This is 5 minutes of fucking wine tasting. I'm going to have to fucking just completely...
This wine is ruby.
Ruby with a garnet outside.
Rim. Yeah, this wine is fairly young. I can tell by the gradient of the rim.
Say medium minus on the body. You got to stop fucking around. You're going to choke. And it'll be one podcast. And Wes will just pop up out of the fucking closet. I've been waiting for this moment my whole life. Anyway.
Delicious.
No, it's very good. Thanks, Dave. And Terry, brother, thank you very much for making good wine.
Thank you, brother.
What'd you do this week, man?
Oh, man. What didn't I do? It's been a very, very interesting week. It's Chinese New Year in Chinatown over here. As you may know, our headquarters are, aka my closet, is located in Chinatown. So it's been real fun to wake up at 8 a.m. to the sound of firecrackers just fucking blowing off. I'm like, dude, like, no one's awake this early. You don't need to start celebrating this. Anyway,
8 a.m.?
At 8 a.m., bro. On fucking Wednesday, someone lit that shit off like at 6:30. I was like, who the fuck is awake at 6:30? Blowing off firecrackers. Anyway, I digress. I celebrated, me and the fam celebrated with an East Ocean dinner soiree.
Ooh.
East Ocean in Alameda, not to be confused with the one that is also in...
Emeryville?
No, Alameda. Oh, wait, I mean, there's an Alameda location, which I did not go to, and then the Emeryville location, which I did go to, which has a phenomenal view for, like, dim sum. They just kind of, not rebranded, but, like, remodeled everything to make it look all nice.
Nice.
It's okay. It's a little too blue for me. I don't know. It's like light blues. I don't know. It's whatever. They got all these. They have all their own branded dishes and stuff like that now. It's cool. Someone dropped a lot of money into it.
Damn.
The food is fantastic though.
Oh, that's good.
However, on Chinese New Year, they have like a Chinese New Year menu.
Uh-huh.
And we did not order off that, and they were very upset.
Oh yeah.
Because it's just overpriced shit. Which
Yeah.
it's good, it's fine, but we ordered off the regular menu. But here's the thing, they gave us the regular menu, and then they were upset that we ordered off the regular menu. And I was like, why'd you give us the regular fucking menu?
We did that one time. I went to this dim sum spot in Fresno, and we took my cousin. My cousin wanted orange chicken, and we were like, I guess we'll get orange chicken for him, dude. It was like an hour and a half for his food to come out. And my mom wanted beef chow mein or broccoli beef. She's like, I'll take broccoli beef. And they gave us, it was on the regular menu, and they looked irritated as fuck. Ooh. And I was like, I don't think we should order this stuff. Yeah. And it took like an hour and a half for our food to come out.
Yeah, it's because they didn't have any of the mise en place made out. They thought they were supposed to be pumping out dim sum.
Yeah.
But if it's on the menu, folks,
you got to be ready for it.
You got to be ready for it. Otherwise, just don't give it. People, you can just not give somebody the option. Like that is definitely a possibility.
Like, this is our limited menu for the day.
Exactly. Like
eat off this thing.
For some reason, there's this weird thing in hospitality where it's just like you have to bend over backwards for the guest, which I understand to a certain degree. Like if you have the ability to do so, but don't do it at sacrifice of your own reputation and shit like that. Anyway, I'm starting to preach.
That's fine.
Yeah,
it is our opinions on the industry.
It's true. It is true. This is our fucking platform in Soapbox, and it's nice.
Nice and soft and plush.
Just like the blanket that we have as a sound buff.
As a sound buff. So it doesn't echo like crazy, guys. You're welcome.
Speaking of which, you should probably close this window, huh?
Yeah, that's fine. We have real Oakland streets.
The real mean
the
streets
real
of
sound.
You can hear all the firecrackers. So we went to Chinese New Year, and then we did Chinese New Year with some friends, and we got some Shandong the following day.
Ooh.
Shandong is on 10th Street in Chinatown, Oakland. 10th and between Harrison and Webster. Okay. More toward the Webster side. Great place. Hand-pulled noodles, if you're into that kind of carbohydrate stuff.
I'm all about the hand-pulled noodles.
Oh, but they have salt and pepper cod that I had for the first time. That shit was bussin', bro. For real, on God. You know what I mean? As the kids say.
As the kids say. Skibbity.
Skibbity Riz it had.
Oh.
Indeed. Oh, we just gained 30 followers. Interesting.
Mm-hmm. And when we get our TikTok up and running, we'll be
damn,
pulling
bro.
those kids in.
They ain't ready for the TikTok.
They ain't ready for that shit.
Two fucking millennials.
Two older
drunk millennials.
One on the cusp of Generation X.
Damn, bro. You're right between all the responsibilities.
Yeah.
And so we went to Chinese New
wine.
Year. Yeah, you want to keep pouring. And then so Shandong we had some orange chicken, some fucking broccoli beef, some super traditional American Chinese food. But it's all fantastic. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. The fried rice was actually very delicious as well. Yeah? Now, me personally, I'm a New Gold Medal fan. Okay. I go on 8th Street to New Gold Medal.
Damn, I'm get kicked out?
Yeah.
You're about to start a gang war right now in fucking Oakland, Chinatown.
It's going to be, exactly.
I've seen Big Trouble in Little China, bro.
Big Trouble, Little China.
Everything I learned about the Chinese culture is from Big Trouble in Little China.
An accurate representation of such culture.
You're welcome.
Damn. And then
Thanks, Kurt Russell.
Kurt Russell. What else? That's it. Yeah, I prefer New Gold Medal, but only because like when I was working in restaurants late, it would be one of the only places that was open till 3 a.m. And so I didn't really have to worry when we tilt one of these bad boys. Yeah. I didn't have to worry about making it on time to this restaurant.
New Gold Medal is actually one of those places that we will go to late night when we're drinking a shit ton.
Yeah, it's the greasy food that really just takes care of your soul, makes for great conversation, and it's just one of those magical spots. You know, it's like what makes Oakland and like a cool place to live.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I did this week. And
that sounds like fun, man.
Yeah. What about you? What'd you do?
Well, I've been drinking a lot of wine lately. That's why I brought this thing in.
I didn't know you were fancy.
Boatload of wine.
What would you? Okay,
I've been trying to watch my it's New Year, so I've been trying to watch my weight and stuff. You know, you gain even if you work in a fast-paced environment, you're just eating a lot more. So like between Thanksgiving and Christmas, you just gain a lot of weight.
Yeah,
and New Year's is like that last push between Christmas and New Year's. You just put like an extra 5 pounds on
for sure
because of alcohol consumption and all this other shit.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, well, I want to keep drinking because I love drinking.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be one of those people who are like, oh, I'm doing dry January to get back to my health. It's like, no, like drink wine instead. Like still drink, like, you know, so like I'm like,
just make it sophisticated.
Just make it like,
I'll make it
every day you ever read like, oh, a glass of red wine is fine a day. Good Lord. It's fucking the worst. You're making this. See, he's doing these noises because he doesn't have to edit this shit. So, like an asshole.
I'll do it from back here.
Yeah, even better. Oh, yeah, thanks. Quick, do it again.
Leave him in.
Do it from back there again.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. That's not what's happening. And you know, Sarah.
But, yeah. So, I was like, well, I'll just start drinking more wine.
Yeah.
So I just started drinking more red wine.
So what are you drinking, bro?
Mostly, I drank a really nice Sangio from the Cito the other day.
Damn, he's a Sangio.
And then, dude, freaking, because I consume a lot.
Yeah. You?
Every so often. Just when the mood strikes.
Referred to last episode.
Where not only was my tongue swollen like a motherfucker, but I also got super fucking wasted. What an episode for like
episode of
them to
Seinfeld
post.
where Kramer bites his fucking tongue and then has the shoes on and they let him go to the awards.
Yeah. Yeah. All this fucking hilarious, dude.
Classic.
Yeah,
fucking
dude.
Classic.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm Kramer.
Yeah.
And
got the hair for it, bro.
Dude, those freaking memes of like Jerry's like, what's going on in there? And then like it's Kramer saying something. Dude, there's some bits of fucking good ones. Dude, there was one that was all Lord of the Rings themed. And he was like, we offered this elf. We tried to pawn this ring off this elf and she's freaking the hell out.
Jerry. Yeah. My favorite one was the Dune one where he's like, what's going on there? He's like, it's the Sardaukar, Jerry. The blade of the fucking emperor.
Those have been really fucking relevant. Seinfeld, I think, is the account.
Those are good ones.
But those are pretty funny. I always like they pop on my time every so often. It just makes me laugh because they're all like pretty decent.
Yeah,
like, there's no dumb. Like that's fucking dumb.
It's
like
just,
get away from me.
Humor, but phrased in a
different way.
Yeah. So Sangio,
but
they say.
Yeah, a lot of cabs. Some Merlots because I do drink Merlots.
Some Merlots.
And
you fuck with the Merlot. What about Chablis, bro?
Dude.
Only reds.
Chablis?
Some Chablis.
Mostly reds. I've been drinking. I'm a classic like wine like bitch when it comes to like whites. They have to be super dry.
No,
they have to be.
Oh, you don't like the. I thought you were gonna say like a fucking busting ass fucking Chardonnay that's just sheer butter.
Yeah,
and then you throw ice cubes in it.
That malolactic firm.
The mallow firm.
And I throw it in there, dude, and it's just like butter.
Dude, old
fucking cougar juice.
Yeah, cougar juice.
We call
bro.
it cougar juice.
Cougar juice at the fucking Michelin restaurants, bro. Dude. When they start throwing the ice cubes in there, and you're like, damn, bro,
dude, that girl's on the prowl. Watch out. Kitty's got claws.
Whoa.
You better be careful. But yeah, so a lot of
God damn it.
a lot of reds. And then like I said, if I drink whites, it's gonna be like
this
Albariños, dry Rieslings, super dry Rieslings.
Oh, you fuck with the Riesling, bro?
Torrontés. I like Torrontés. Is out of Argentina.
Never had a Torrontés.
Yeah. Are they out of Argentina?
Quentin Tarantes.
Quentin Tarantes.
Tarantinas?
That actually might be
Pulp Fiction. It's got all kinds of grape skins.
might be out of Chile, actually. Let me see.
Um,
Argentina. No, I was right. Fucking hell.
How do you feel about a nice Grige?
A Grige? Pinot Grige?
Yeah, but you fuck with a Grige?
I would like them more, but it's just they're a grape that's easy to be done, and a lot of people have bastardized that category, so it's not for me.
All right.
So same thing. I'm not a big fan of natural wines either. I got an argument with one of our coworkers about it.
You don't like natties, bro?
I don't like anything that smells like metal farts.
So you don't like it when it tastes like rotten wood?
I'll eat ass on my own time. Don't give it to me in a bottle.
Yeah. I get it for free.
Yeah. I'm not gonna pay for that. But yeah, so kidding me, bro? I get pink eye on my own time.
There you go.
Clean up, folks.
Red
They're
eye.
doing you the favor. And then other than that, I took my daughter over to Ebico
Oh, Christ,
on
what a transition.
Piedmont. Yeah, I know, right? Just fucking straight from ass eating to my kid. That's fucking weird. This is why we do this show, because we're fucking all over the place. But Ebico is on Piedmont. They're a little Japanese sushi mart, and they do like snacks. They do drinks. It's actually really cool. I'll post a picture of it up. But they have like this cold box, convenience store style cold box. You walk up and it's kind of just open faced, and you just grab whatever sushis you want.
What?
And then she's a huge fan of sushi in general. Thank you very much. She loves that fucking thing you got her.
Oh, perfect.
And
she put it on the fridge.
But she loves freaking. No, she has it up in on her desk. In her room.
God, I should have bought her more.
She's doing her papers.
I'll give her my tuna one next.
And then, but yeah, she freaking loves sushi. So she had a Dr. Whitman, so I was like, hey, I'll take you to sushi after. So
Fire.
We went there. I got that, and then we got her 3 rolls, and she smashed them all out.
Damn.
And then I got myself a bowl and some seaweed salad because I love seaweed salad. I'm a slut for seaweed salad.
Really, seaweed salad?
Yeah.
You don't mind the weird taste? Not weird taste, but it's it's seaweed, right?
Like a rubbery texture, and then also
it's the bite.
And then it's like more of like you don't bite it, you kind of grind it.
Yeah. It's crunchy. It's crumbling between your teeth.
Yeah.
It has
I don't mind that at all.
Jellyfish has the same texture.
Yeah.
And I don't like it. I can't do it. There's also like extreme minerality in certain seaweed salads. I have to have a shitload of like sesame seed oil and then mix it with rice, and I can ingest it. But straight, rough for me.
Straight, bro.
Damn, bro, you're healthy as shit.
Dude, that's how I do it.
You got that sea moss plug.
Yep, that's how I. The sea moss butt plug. Anyway, so. That's what it sounds like when you pull it out. It's like an old man who just climbs stairs.
It's called the death rattle.
Is it breathing?
He opened the bunghole.
Yes. But yeah, it's cool. You walk in and have that, and then they have a little fridge with like calpicos and all these other like ramunes and all these other like Japanese drinks.
Cool.
And then they have like a Japanese snacks like chips and all these other things, candies, Pockies, all these other things.
Nice.
And it's super quick. There's no places to sit. You walk in. It's just like walking into a convenience store, grabbing something to eat, walking out. Dude, I think I fed both of us for like $45. Super cheap. And my kid can't eat. Like, I do not like taking this kid to sushi because she has expensive tastes. And she eats everything.
Smashing
and
out.
she'll eat like, I think the most I've ever seen her eat was like 5 rolls.
Like full on maki,
Full
bro?
on fucking maki, dude.
5?
Like 5. Yeah, this kid's a fucking animal.
She's like 3 feet tall.
Yeah, well, she's 4 feet 3 inches. But if they just measured her, so that's why I know that. But yeah, no, she fucking puts it down.
Damn.
So I'm just like, we don't do the sushi that often because she'll eat me out of house and home.
Yeah, she's gonna burn
dude.
it.
And I'm like, you better get a job. You're gonna eat that much fucking sushi. But yeah, little Japanese sushi mart. They're open until 5 every single day, then they close.
Nice.
And they're just like, fuck you, we're closed.
That's
like,
awesome.
Leave us alone.
I love it.
And then
for
I
them.
went to the cafe by Mr. Espresso, and then I grabbed a coffee from them as well.
The cafe?
The cafe
by,
is
like,
by Mr. Espresso. Yeah,
it's
over
done
there
by
off of
Mr. Espresso.
It's over there off
Espresso.
of Broadway and 10th.
Yeah, right next to 19th Street Bar.
Yeah,
So if you hop out 19th Street, you can go up
yeah, it's right there.
in that area, in between the old Burger King and the that block.
There's like an office building on the corner. Too,
Yeah, it's like an office building.
But no, they're a cool spot. They do a weekly collaboration with a local. Was it weekly? I think it's weekly. It might be bi-weekly. But every week or every 2 weeks, they do a collaboration with a local chef, and they do a designed coffee. So like the last time I was there, they had an Italian hot chocolate That was the mocha, Italian mocha, technically.
Yeah.
But they used an Italian hot chocolate, and that shit was thick and creamy. I'll post a picture of it on the Instagram. Instagram.com/
localdrunkspod.
There we go. This guy fucking doesn't drop a fucking beat. But yeah, it's are you dropping a beat right now? But yeah, so those are 2 places I went to. But it wasn't too bad, man. Yeah, it was a good time. It was good. It's good. Haven't been able to go out as much. We have a Seattle trip coming up, so I've been trying to pinch pennies.
That is a great call. Yeah, it's another reason why we shouldn't have gone out tonight. We got just a million other things, but yeah.
A bunch of shit.
Dude, I'm not even ready to go on this thing.
Dude, all you need is like 5 pairs of underwear.
Oh, I got the chonies.
7 pairs of socks.
I just don't have the income.
Oh yeah, fucking tell me about it. Jesus Christ. But yeah, no, that should be
chonies check. Income negative.
You watch anything good lately?
Oh shit, bro. Nothing off the top of my head. Actually,
you told me you watched the F Word.
I did watch the F Word. Yeah, it's one of the shows. I discount it because it's old, but I mean, not really many people. It was like more of a BBC show. Mm-hmm. The F Word by Gordon Ramsay. It is taking more of a day-to-day approach to Gordon Ramsay's life and how it was or how it is. So like from raising animals to slaughtering animals to exposing his kids to all of that, but also bringing in other professionals to talk. Like one of the segments that he did was sustainable foie gras versus
interesting,
like the good foie gras, but the very much the force feed and the fucking poor situation in which the goose is in. And then he was just like, no, he's like, sustainable is a lot more grainy. It's not as fatty. And then she's like, I beg. And then it's like his comrade was like, I beg to differ, Gordon. Like, here, let's.
Comrade. I don't know. None of that pinko commie talk in this fucking household.
Look, comrade, I beg to differ. And so, no, she was just like, no, I think it's she's like, I think it's the same. And he's just like, side by side him. And so she sears one up. Sears the other one up, puts them side by side. He eats it, and he goes, "This one's shit." And she's like, "Fuck," because it's like more grainy in texture.
Yeah.
It's like, if you're not force feeding them completely fatty diets that just completely fat over their livers, then it's just like you can taste the difference.
That's wild.
Have you had foie gras before?
No, they outlawed it before I was able to grab it.
Dude, during COVID, it was weird because they outlawed it and then they brought it back.
They brought it back, right? Yeah.
And they outlawed it again. I don't even know where it stands right now. It's like the Alameda Ferry from Oakland. Yeah, dude. So you can. I know that. I don't know if you can technically sell it in California, but you can serve it.
Oh, okay.
So like they at the restaurant that I was at, it was like you can give a supplement.
Okay.
Then for a second we sold it as well. In 2017 it was legal, so we sold it as a supplement. A little chunk of foie. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's very fatty. It's good. It's like more of a Wagyu sensation.
How's it compared to other like livers?
It's similar but different. It has minerality. It has this beautiful mouthfeel. That's like really the key. And to make a good foie,
that's what I've been told.
To make good foie, you have to hard and fast it. Like it's like a blue steak.
Yep.
So you do like a little scoring.
You're singing the song of my life right now.
Like, yeah.
This is my biography.
Yeah, that's what they call me.
Yeah.
I start calling you foie gras.
They hear it. As they do. Fucking ridiculous. So stupid. Good fucking damn it, man. Jesus Christ.
I'm getting notes.
If you guys hear just like the sound audio just drop off and come back, it's because literally Daniel is just sucking in fucking wine.
I'm also getting notes of shame. Yes, that makes it really good. But yeah, so you got to hard and fast it to have it good. And they served it with just like an apple puree.
Yep,
fantastic shit. Fantastic shit.
Delicious.
But the best way to have it, in my opinion, well, besides seared, is the torchon. When they roll it and they slice it and they just serve it over salad. Oh, it's so fucking good, dude. Anyway, it's not... If I saw it on a menu, I probably would buy it, yes. I'm trying to discredit it, but at the same time, I'm just like...
You have to at least try how they are serving it. Yes. Like, this is our approach to it. This is it. And you're like, okay, cool. Like, I'm not the biggest fan of it, but I have to try it.
Yeah. And it's just like, I don't know, it's the same realm of like caviar, truffles, very luxurious. One of those, ooh la la.
Yeah. Like we are here now.
Yeah.
This is how we act.
And again,
this is
like
how we move.
Caviar, I always I always say it's unnecessary, but yet I spend the money and I eat it. Like I'm just like,
dude, the first 5 episodes, all you did was talk about fucking caviar. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, sorry.
Nothing wrong with that.
Thanks for hanging out, Spencer.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with caviar, bro.
Nothing wrong with caviar. I can't justify paying that much money for eggs.
I was talking to Eric the other day, talking about extravagant things, and he was talking about, he was like, I don't get truffles. And I was like, oh yeah? And he was like, I just don't get it. He goes, he was in Montreal, and they and he had truffles. They asked him if he wanted truffles, so he ordered it, and he was like,
oh,
it didn't do anything for me.
Yeah.
And John was there, JD. Hey, John. And he was like, I hope your BBL's going well. And
hope you're all healed
we're
up.
just going to keep
Because those things getting clapped.
Yeah, those things, holy moly. Newark, prepare yourself. HR is going to be a busy time. And, but he was like, I just don't get it. He goes, I just don't, like, I had it and it just tasted okay. And John's like, no, man, you got to get for the experience, this and this, that. And I told him, I was like, look, man, they probably designed a dish that overshadowed the truffle, and they just upsold you on truffle.
Could, yeah.
I go,
could always be the case.
yeah, it happens a lot. And I was like, you have to have something contrasting so it actually stands out. But if it is it's too like it, it's just going to be overshadowed.
Yeah, it needs fat and it needs heat and it needs salt.
Yeah,
that's the best way to enjoy it.
So,
but yeah, because then you make those aromas start coming out. Dude, at fucking Quince.
Yeah,
white truffle. We had. I'm sure I talked about this a million times at this point.
Fucking expensive. The most rarest of truffles.
The rarest of truffles.
Get that black truffle out of my way.
Yes.
I gotta find those on the street.
Dude, they would always have a showpiece truffle because if we're like truffle week, truffle.
Was like in a thong or something, or what?
Like,
it's like a
no.
It was like flexing.
A literal like
the
1
Schwarzenegger
pound
of truffles.
Come on. And it was be like a 1 pound truffle.
Get me in the chopper.
Come on, you got to shave me. Come on, what are you doing?
Ding.
I'm right here. Put me over your noodles. Come on. Come on, shave me. I'm here.
Ridiculous.
I guess now we have an opener.
We have our opener now. That works.
And so it would be like a fucking 1 pound white truffle that just sits in this beautiful giant glass dome. And every time you pop this bad boy open, just whoosh, you just get woofed. But I would leave home smelling like truffle. It was fucking beautiful. But anyway, it was a crazy, extravagant thing. And they shave it over something that's heavy, fat, salt, oil. Beautiful.
Sexy.
And they had one that's called tajarin. It's a noodle, traditional noodle made with like 40 egg yolks at least.
Damn.
Yeah, they had some at Belotti Bertoga in Rockridge as well.
Okay.
$90 for this plate and for this dish. And it's like this much pasta. Mm-hmm. But I tell you, it's the most fucking decadent thing. And anyway, Quince would sometimes, they would just be like, oh, we're not going to use it, and so we're going to throw it out. And I would come by with a box, and I would just fucking shove all the tajarin. It'd be like 5 orders. And I'd go home, dude, and I'd just fucking boil those bad boys, mount it with fucking Bermonte or just water and butter, and just fucking tat.
Damn.
Mix that bad boy up, dude. I'm eating fucking good. I just got like a bowl of this fucking 40 yolk fucking noodle.
Got a bowls right now.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, I got some tajarin grown in my pants.
Holy moly.
Anyway, yeah, it was delicious.
All needs is butter. Cool. Well, so you're watching the F word?
Damn, bro.
This is where we came from all the
God damn, bro.
Anyway,
yeah.
So, hey, we're food people, man.
Yeah, F word.
This is really why you're listening.
F word. Honestly, I wish I could take Eric back to 2018 or 2019, because there's one of the most like visceral reactions I had to a dish was with black truffle.
Oh yeah.
It was a black truffle gnocchi, brown butter, and Wagyu beef.
God damn.
This shit literally brought tears to my eyes. I'm not even exaggerating. I was like, what's going on? What's going on?
I don't think I've ever actually had a dish that I was like had such a visceral reaction to.
I was also very drunk.
Yeah, but the thing is that for me it's easy to fall into emotions when you're drunk.
Yeah.
But it's harder because all of your sensations are muted when you're drinking.
Yeah.
So it's harder to get those. So like imagine if you're sober and ate that shit. If you're drunk on the verge of tears eating that thing. Like imagine if you're fucking sober. Like,
Eating gnocchi.
Yeah, dude, you would have busted. Like this is how it is. Yeah. You would have busted all over the place and be like I should have bring me my brown pants.
Bring me my stretchy pants.
Yeah, you would have like that's the weird thing because like everything tastes pretty solid when you're like when you're drunk like oh this will do, and sometimes it tastes better.
Yeah,
like bad food tastes good, great food tastes fucking miraculous.
Yeah,
but
and amazing food makes you cry.
Yeah, and but I always feel like whenever I'm drinking or when I'm drunk, my senses are kind of muted, so it just takes a long like I never get that synapse reaction. Like like I eat a good duck and like the fucking good duck.
Yeah,
but I'm drunk as shit.
Have we? Well, we gotta go to fucking get that duck at.
We gotta go over to Mr. Juice.
Mr. Juice, bro.
Yeah,
that'd be a fire ass episode.
That would be. And then, but yeah, no, I don't think I've ever had anything or just like on the verge of tears.
Yeah, it was a weird experience. I've never had that really happen to me before, and I think it was more just like an appreciation from the chef, like giving us this fucking dish for free.
Yeah.
And then they were hella cool about everything. Gave us our own little table in the room.
Yeah.
Maybe it was the ambiance. I mean, but either way, I was just like, holy shit, that is amazing.
Like everything was culminating into.
Yeah, exactly. It was a perfect storm.
Yeah.
To make the Mexican side of me just come out wholeheartedly. Thanks, bro. Oh man,
screaming Volver.
Yeah, Volver.
I'm finishing this bottle off. Damn, we need to drink more wine more often.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Could talk about a vintage.
Yeah.
Talk about some Chablis. But yeah, cool, so yeah, F Word, great. Check it out on YouTube. Gordon Ramsay, very analytical approach. He hires like he'll have two teams doing like a cook-off essentially. A beautiful insight for somebody who's aspiring or that's in the industry, looking for like different perspectives on shit. It's very much I don't know. It's a cook's approach to TV. And it's less of that Fox TV. You know what I mean? They're like, what you doing, you fucking idiot?
Yeah.
Where's the lamb sauce?
Yeah.
Like, which is fun in its own regard. But when you see Gordon Ramsay comfortable and like he's just a cool dude, and then when people piss him off, they make it seem like he's just always mad all the time.
He's just an animal. Yeah.
No, but he's a fucking beast.
Yeah, well, he is, but like they make him sound like he's just a lunatic.
Yeah. No, it's just that's what happens when you work under Marco Pierre White for so long. Yeah.
He's become fucking insane. That's cool, man. I actually never seen that show, so I really have to. What's is it on Hulu or something? Or what's it on?
You can find it on YouTube. I have to find the actual source. It's more of a BBC show.
Okay.
Americans, it's too slow for. We're stupid, so we're just like, where's the yelling? And so it's just less of the analytical approach to it. Why is he being nice?
Yeah. No. Yeah, I'll have to check it out.
Sorry, Justin.
There's a lot of good stuff on YouTube. Like you have. What did you say? Sorry,
Justin.
Justin, yeah.
It's hard to use a southern accent on that one.
What do you mean you never ate shit and pickles?
Fucking love that.
Fucking Jesus. No. YouTube has a lot of like. That's where I was watching that one, like a show about that dude who cooks like Revolution era style food.
Cool.
And then there was. That's where I watched. I finally finished. God dang it, Cook's Tour.
Cook's Tour.
Yeah, with the Bourdain, his first travel show.
Shit?
Yeah, and then there's like you could find a ton of shit on YouTube.
YouTube has
especially if it's on PBS.
Good.
Like if it's on PBS, like it's the cooking show on PBS. Like YouTube has it all.
Public service, right?
Yep, public service.
Nice.
So yeah, no, that's good. Like
fucking noise.
Yeah, it's easy to get into like holes and just watch people just fall into a hole and just you know what I mean.
That's a different website.
Bounce around and just kind of
Pornhub.com.
Find yourself. Actually, I bet we should start a porn up and just talk about food.
Yeah, just do food porn.
Just do food porn. Anyway, look for us at
pornhub.com/localdrunkspod.
We gotta fucking do it because we actually fucking did it. Fuck. My wife's gonna fucking stab me and divorce me at the same time. Fuck.
There's also a good. Oh well, anyway, maybe we do an episode on
YouTube. Yeah,
because we can go into it, bro.
So what I ended up watching last week was Chocolat with Juliette Binoche, right?
Oh.
And then also Johnny Depp and Alfred Molina.
What year is this?
90.
Oh, gotcha.
8.
Okay.
I think.
Might be 90. This is before or after his ex-wife laid some chocolate in the bed.
Yeah. She took a page out of his book.
She watched the movie.
2000. Yeah, Julia Binoche and Johnny Depp and Alfred Molina. Have you seen that movie?
No, never seen it.
You've never seen chocolate?
No.
Holy Jesus! It just fucking turned on you, bro. You're actually it caught your hair.
Is it possessed?
Yeah, it caught your chin hair.
My chin, not by the hairs. On my chin.
Fucking that hair. You gotta.
So no, what is it? Is it about pastry chef or
by the short and curlies? So
short and curly?
Julia Binoche plays a lady who is a traveling chocolatier.
Oh,
And she makes all these chocolates and stuff, and she shows them this town that Alfred Molina's kind of overseeing. He's like the mayor of it, but he also has a very
mayor of Chocolate
strict
Town.
hands on the local priest. And she shows up right before Lent.
wait, yo, pause. Wait, what? You got strict hands?
A strict like grip on the priest, and like it's a brand new priest. The old priest
Usually
and him are really close.
Usually the tables are
and that
turned.
one passed away, and then this new young priest shows up.
Oh no!
And it's like the 1950s.
Oh no!
And what ends up happening is he's like influencing this priest on what to talk about and like sins and all these other things.
You can't see my face.
And then he's we are going to fix that. We're actually going to be doing turn this into a video podcast in the next one or two.
They tell us we have a face for radio.
They tell us that we have a face for a milk carton. So because we're missing, and no one
Is
wants
that
to
a
find
threat?
us. Holy moly! No one will look for you.
They're like, what good riddance.
Look at this fucking guy. I mean, he's white passing. We might get excited. So anyway, so she shows up. She's kind of like her mom's like a gypsy Mexican.
Bro,
like,
that's a slur, bro.
Yeah,
you can't
I know.
say that, bro.
Oh
Hey,
my
you
God.
can't say that.
She's a gadabout.
She's
she's a nomad. And
she's got nomad vibes.
oh yeah, they're like totally. She doesn't have a home. She just bounces around.
Except for Tulum.
Tulum.
That's where her headquarters.
Yeah,
are.
we go to Tulum and we just party.
With our nomad
We
vibe.
drop like mushrooms and acid and just trip.
Julio
for
supplies
days. Anyway, fucking hell, Jesus.
Chocolate.
Chocolate. Jesus Christ, we're getting fucking sidetracked. So she shows up with this French town. She sets up a chocolate shop, and it's on the eve of Lent. And everyone's supposed to give up sweets for Lent and all these other things. Like anything your body wants, you're supposed to give up. You're only supposed to eat like bread and fucking water. So they pretty much then fucking gotta give it up, bro.
Give up water for
You
Lent?
have to give up what? No, you.
I was like, God.
So you have to give up any earthly pleasures for Lent, and
Earthly.
chocolate's one of them.
Earthly pleasures. Anyway,
Yeah.
yeah, just keep going because otherwise
So
I'm
anyway,
going
you
the
can
whole...
think, yeah, he literally just put his hand down his pants, folks, and
Say earthy again.
say earthly pleasures again. Oh, I'm gonna bust before you say pleasures.
Lord have mercy.
Put a long S on that.
Pleasures.
And what are we drinking after this? Are we drinking highballs? Anyway, so we're gonna have
just
to.
stocked up.
We just
Yeah.
stocked up.
Yeah.
So ends up being this huge tussle between Alfred Molina and her, and then some river gypsies show up. Yes, I know.
Bro!
They get canceled. They called them gypsies in the movie, and at the time it was fine.
The Romani, bro.
The Romani show up, and they're like river rats who roll around.
I think you should leave it
And
in.
then they're just like, yeah, I'm gonna leave it in. I'm not gonna fucking remove it.
You just call them river rats? God
Dude, that's
damn,
what they called them,
bro.
river rats. They call them river rats in the fucking movie. Anyway, so I'm not gonna spoil it because he's never seen it. We're gonna have to watch it, and we'll do a
Ooh, we should do a watch.
movie drunks. What do we call it? Yeah, film drunks.
I like where this is
film
going.
drunks. Okay, we'll watch that together
Yeah, we gotta
since you've
start
never
it.
seen it before.
We gotta start a company.
and then we're gonna fucking do it. And that'll be Patreon only, motherfuckers. Patreon.com/
Local Drunk Spot.
Feel free. $1, $5, $10. $1 is cheap tipper. $5 is supporter. $10 is
Daddy.
AA sponsor.
There you go.
But yeah,
Daddy.
Patreon.com /
Forward stroke for you, Daddy.
yeah, Local Drunk
Drunk
Spot.
Spot.
Jesus Christ. Anyway, sorry, we'll delete that fucking
Wow,
10
he's
second.
texting. Is that open tab? Are you texting open tab?
Yeah, I am actually texting.
You son of a bitch.
That's what we're up to. So today we're gonna do a little something different. We're not gonna talk about news or anything. We're actually gonna talk to Cooks about how he got into the industry,
Okay.
why he got in the industry, how he got in the industry. Go all the way back to
Damn,
when
bro.
you were just a glimmer in your dad's eye, and he was eating a Big Mac, and he was like, you know what?
I'm gonna impregnate you.
I'm gonna impregnate you. Talking to Cook's mom, and
R.I.P.
Awesome random lady, and
random lady. It was dark. It was
It
in an
was like,
alley.
yeah.
He was eating a
He was eating a
cheeseburger.
cheeseburger. You're like, you got cheese on your back. Ah! And
That's not cheese, baby.
yeah, it's from under.
Oh god.
Jesus Christ. Jesus
I love the way you describe my parents.
R.I.P. to a real one.
Damn.
Am I not far off?
No.
Anyway.
No, for sure.
Anyway.
Fresno.
I've been to Selma, bro.
Yeah, you've been Selma.
I've been to
Selma's
the Central
That's
Valley.
very much.
Dude,
That's very much how it
side
happens.
note, Maya is going to Selma like next week.
Why?
Because her friend lives like between Selma and Hanford, so she's like,
She lives
I'm
in
going to
Kingsburg?
Selma. I don't know.
That's
I thought
Kingsburg.
Kingsburg's in between.
Yeah.
And I was like, she's a teacher there, I think.
Fuck,
So
she's
she's
going
going to
to
go there. So I
Selma
sent her
for?
a list of places to go to Fresno. I was like, hey, this is places to go in Fresno.
I'll send her some
It's like
Selma
35
ones.
minutes. Yeah, send her Selma ones. I was like, hey, talk to Cooks. He'll send you some places to go.
For sure.
Yeah. So
Wilkins. Maya, if you're listening to this, go to Wilkins drive-in. It's old school drive-in service. Greasy cheeseburgers, fucking chicken strips, delicious. Rudolfo's, fantastic. That's my family's go-to. There's also Sal's, but I don't want to fuck with Sal's like that because, well, we know why.
yeah.
It's also just cheese.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure. What else around there?
It's just
Rosalinda's for menudo, bro.
Ooh, Rosalinda.
Rosalinda's for menudo, bro.
Is there a couple? No. Are there any? There's no Rosalinda's in Fresno, right? Just in Selma?
There might be. My buddy Archie's family owns that chain, or his aunt owns that chain. I say my buddy Archie. I just went to high school with that fool. He was funny as fuck, though. Anyway, yeah, we'll talk. It's a small
Yeah, do
town,
it.
but it's good food.
Yeah, there's some pretty good food. That's the best thing about small towns is because they have hole in the walls.
Yeah.
And hole in the walls are fucking
Glory holes.
godsend. Yeah, pretty much. I just want to cuddle.
That's what we call the restaurants in Selma.
Yeah.
Glory holes.
Glory holes, yeah. a little less glory, a little more hole.
Yeah, more hole. Emphasis on the hole.
There's a hole.
Because Selma is a hole.
Yeah,
It's
seriously.
a black hole of your
Anyway.
happiness.
Jesus Christ. It's all truth, folks. It's all facts. Don't go to Selma. But if you do, hit us up.
So yeah, my
We'll send
parents
you a
met
list.
in Selma, believe it or
Selma,
not.
Holy shit.
They were neighbors.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's how small the town is that
makes
I'm
sense.
from.
There's 10 people who live there.
Yeah, it's about 10 people.
And they're all related. If
Yeah.
you looked at Cooksey, you
Bro.
understand.
Yeah, you know. Funny, my friend Courtney, she's my really good friend, my best friend, and all of her friends are also related to me.
Holy Jesus.
Yeah, that's how small of a fucking town it is.
It's wild.
They're all my cousins, like either through marriage or through some other realm. Did I tell you that story about how I went to my friend's house?
Yeah. You could say it again, though.
So I go to my friend's house, and we're cooking. 'Cause that's when I did the whole pig.
Yeah.
And we're like eating food at the table, and I look up and it's a picture of my grandma on the wall, and I go, "Hey, why is my grandma on your guys' wall?" And then they're like, "You mean cousin Eleanor?" I was like, "No, that's my grandma, bro."
Hilarious.
Like, that's our cousin. And I was like, I was like, "Wait, what's your name?" She's like, "Nina." I was like, "Your cousin Lena?" And she's just like, "Yeah." And I was like, "I didn't know you were real." I thought my grandma was just making
your
shit
ass
up. Yeah, and like, "My cousin Lena." And I was just like, "Oh shit, she's real."
She's talking about herself.
Yeah,
This
that's
in the
what I
third
did.
person.
Yeah, because every fucking anecdote that my grandma had about something going bad, it was like, "I had a cousin.
Yeah,
I know
hilarious.
my uncle who did this. He saw drugs and they killed him." And she's
Dude,
like, "Don't
it's-
sell drugs."
Dude, there are so many in being in the culture itself. There's so many stories you think are completely fucking made up and fictional, and they're
Yes.
actually like happened.
Turns out it was
Yeah,
a
dude.
real story,
Dude,
bro.
my father-in-law, he's hilarious, and I love talking to him. And he doesn't mean to be; he's just naturally funny, but he's not trying to be funny. And he just says stuff. He's like, "That's fucking hilarious." And like, he just got wrapped up. He's lived with us when our daughter was really young.
Oh shit.
And he would just watch nautical stuff all the time.
Oh shit.
And like real life stuff too.
Damn.
And then like he like later found out that it was like, oh yeah, like we would just find bodies like dead when I was growing up, like in the streets and
Oh,
shit.
yeah, yeah.
And I was like, God
Yeah.
damn. And
So
just he was
straight
just
up.
that kind of dude. But he's just the wildest fucking stories and just like everyday life.
Oh,
and
they're
the way
poking
he
it
would
with
talk
sticks.
about it, they say stuff that's so nonchalant and you just like laugh. You're like, wait a second.
Are you good, bro?
Are you fine? And they aren't. But it's just hilarious. Yeah.
All you can hear is darkness.
Yeah. All he hears, just it rolling in.
Yeah, my buddy used to go to Mexico when he was a kid.
Yeah.
And they would they publish all the gore shit, like all the cartel aftermath, like on magazines.
Yeah.
And so he's like, yeah, I'd go to the outhouse to go take a shit, and there's just gore magazines.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm like fucking 12, 11 reading this shit, horrified, trying to take a dump. And he's like, why is this in here?
Yeah.
and I guess it was supposed to scare you from it, but I think it desensitized and then just allows it to continue. But who knew? I don't know anything.
It's fucking wild.
Yeah, wild.
Jesus.
Poor dude. So yeah, I got into restaurants.
Yeah. So when did you actually start getting in? Like, when did you get into food? What made you want to get into food?
I feel so special.
You are. Actually, we have the paperwork that says you are.
Diagnosed. 100% that bitch.
100%. 100% this bitch.
And so, oh shit, man. So it started when I was younger, when I was 19, 18. When I finished high school, I didn't know what the fuck I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Like college was never even talked about in my household. Mm-hmm. It was just more of the only exposure I had to college in high school. I like to tell the story is it was when they told me that I can get out of sixth period to go sign up for this weird thing called FAFSA.
Oh yeah.
I never heard of this shit. I don't know what the fuck it was. I was like, oh yeah, I want to go to college.
Yeah.
So I could get out of sixth period, and they sit us in the computer lab, and they're like, all right, go ahead and log in using this. And so I'm logging in. They're like, okay, now all you need is your parents' information. And I was like, what do you mean? They're like, you just need like your parents to give us this information so we can put it into the computer system. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
Because trying to get information from my parents.
Oh, dude, no.
You just can't do it. It's like pulling fucking, especially my father, dude. Yeah. God damn. It's like pulling teeth. Oh, I don't know, son. I haven't done my taxes in years, type shit. So I'm like, okay, cool.
The government can't find you.
Exactly.
If you don't tell them where you are.
My dad's name was Rusty Shackelford.
Yeah. Did you ever hear that James Brown story? Where James Brown's like, I guess Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy told it, and Eddie Murphy's like, yeah, I was talking to James Brown, and he was like, what you got to do, Eddie, is you got to take your money and you got to bury it in a hole in the woods. And he goes, why do you do that? And he goes, so the government doesn't get it. And he goes, well, what if you forget where you buried it? He goes, well, then the government definitely isn't getting it.
He's like, as long as the government doesn't get it, then we're good. As long as
I think it was Dan Aykroyd who actually told that story.
Dan Aykroyd, damn, bro.
Anyway,
what happened to that guy? He fell off the deep end, huh?
Well, he just does Ghostbusters movies. That's all he does.
Oh, is he doing those bad boys? Good for him. Getting that money.
Hey, man.
I got to talk about Saturday Night. I watched that. It's good. I highly recommend that.
Okay, we'll talk about the next one.
Yeah. So didn't know what I wanted to do after high school, but I've always cooked my whole life. My mom was a terrible fucking cook. Yeah. Like I'm talking.
You do a great one.
Yeah, I guess.
Not in the kitchen. Fucking everywhere else.
Not in the kitchen. Not in the kitchen. My grandma was the fantastic, phenomenal cook.
Dude, everyone's grandma, bro.
Yeah, and so that's what really propelled me. Like I would be like, Grandma, can you teach me how to make these eggs? She used to use manteca. In hindsight, that was the secret ingredient to everything.
Of course.
Pig fat, guys.
The rice. What did you think of the rice last week?
Oh, it was delicious.
Okay.
I liked it. Beautiful grain. What kind of rice was that?
It was like a long grain rice.
It was a long grain?
Yeah.
It was good. I liked the bite.
Nice.
And the burrito. Saul made us some burritos the other weekend. It was fantastic. Okay. Dude, I ate that burrito for lunch.
Episode 25.
Okay, sorry.
Fucking tune in.
You
ate it for lunch? What happened?
I just good.
Good.
It was sustained. It was enough sustenance.
The mole is not too bad, huh?
No, it's dude. Yeah. I think it's a brilliant move to take the mole. We got to talk about 25 because I think it's a great move.
We're getting the fucking weeds, man.
But yeah, I don't know what I want to do after high school. I've always cooked for my friends, for my family, and then when I moved out of home to the cuts with my dad, it was just me, and I was just cooking all the time.
Yeah.
I told my dad, I was like, "Hey man, can I live with you? I'll make food." And he's like, "All right, cool." And so I was like, "All right, I just need this budget and to go to the grocery store like 2-3 times a week." And he's like, "Bet." And so I just went. I got food. I cooked. I learned how to cook. I'd be at home. I'd be watching Anthony Bourdain. I'm like 18 at this point, and I'm watching Bourdain. I'm watching all these traveling shows. I'm watching Ramsay, and I'm just like, man, that looks pretty cool. Maybe I want to do this. And so I was just like, cool, I'm gonna do this. And so I signed up for culinary school through a program called Job Corps. Don't recommend it.
Yeah, just stay away from that. This is the fucking money hustle.
That shit was crazy, bro. I can't believe I stayed in there that long. But it was free rent, so I didn't have any money.
Yeah.
So when you don't have money, you don't have options. And so I was like, all right, I'll just do this until I can't. And then I waited for like 9 months before they even reached out to me and been like, hey, where do you want to go? And I was like, as far away from here as possible. So they sent me to Clairfield in Utah. bum fucking nowhere.
Good Lord.
Yeah, but it was, in hindsight, it was a fantastic campus.
Okay.
Not the campus itself necessarily, but the food program was amazing.
Okay.
They had a huge kitchen, beautiful stations,
Sexy.
tilt shift skillets, like
damn.
industrial grade equipment. They could have been doing a lot more than they were just producing. But
Hard
anyway,
right now. Keep going.
we would cook for, what was it, like 2,000 students?
Damn.
Yeah, we did mass production, and all I was doing basically was just free intern for a mass production
Yeah.
kitchen. But you learn different cultures, you learn different recipes, and how to cook in bulk. And in hindsight, that was like super important education to me.
Yeah.
I didn't think I was ever going to use it. I was like, when do I become a chef?
Yeah.
I was literally asking that question. When do I
When
become?
do I become-
They laughed. They literally laughed at me.
Like, this is cafeteria food,
I
bro.
was broken, bro. I was broken after they laughed at me.
Jesus
They're like, "Do you know
Christ.
what that term means?" And I was like, "No." And they're like,
Someone who plans menus. Someone who does
Exactly.
that. Somebody who's yeah.
"They're like, you're gonna wash dishes for the next 5 years." And I was like, "What do you mean?" And they were right. They were right. Because then
So what time did you get out of Job Corps? What age did you get out of Job Corps?
I got a Job Corps. So officially, I stayed in a little bit longer because I went to actual college when I
Yeah.
realized that food and beverage was a scam.
Yeah.
And so I stayed in college, and I stayed in there for 3 years. So 21,
You were 21. Okay.
I was in there at 21. When did I date? Oh, man, I can't even remember. Yeah, I was like 21 or something. Yeah, something like that. I don't even remember. 21, 22. But they offered me advanced education because I am who I am, and I care about the shit that I do. So they're like, "Oh, you care about what you're doing." So my chef was like, "Hey, man, we got a place that we send kids like you," and he's just like, "Don't tell anyone it's on the low, but we can give you can stay in this program in San Francisco." And I was like, "Bet." And
That's awesome.
I had plans to stay with my buddy, my Russian buddy, in Utah. In hindsight, I am glad I never did that because I wouldn't have fucking lasted.
Yeah.
I mean, if the first 6 months of Job Corps, I kept calling my friends. I was like, "I'm coming home tomorrow. Fuck this
Yeah.
shit. This shit sucks." They basically put me in juvie, bro.
Yeah.
That's all it is. It's a bunch of degenerates that don't have any money, and then they fucking throw you into a closed campus.
That's fucking wild.
It's literally juvie.
Any of the corps, like
Yeah,
Job
corps.
Corps, AmeriCorps,
AmeriCorps.
anything. It's just like you're pretty much indentured servant to whatever.
That's
the fuck
exactly
wants
what you are.
do. Yeah.
That's exactly what you are. So yeah, shit got wild there for a second.
No, I looked at Job Corps right after high school, and I was just like, this sounds like a scam.
Yeah.
So I didn't.
Good
That's
call.
also yeah.
Good
That
call.
was because I went to a different high school than you. So they're just like, your high school's like, yeah, fucking do it, bro. Get the fuck out of here. And my high school's like, you sure you want to go to college? I'm just like, nah, I'm not going to college.
Yeah, like, I'm
Let me
good.
do something else.
No,
yeah.
I'm gonna go make money, bro. I'm gonna go
Yeah.
make some real cash, and they
That's
don't
right,
tell
yeah.
you that it's
I'm Latino, so I gotta at least bring home money to
Yeah.
to feed my family. They're like, who's your family? I'm like, I don't know. I might have one one day.
me.
Me, yeah.
Currently, I'm a solo dependent.
Yeah. I clean myself on all my tax forms.
So yeah, I was just like, man, fuck this. I'm getting the fuck out of here because
Yeah.
it was not good for me in Selma. Like it was bad. It was bad.
Yeah. It's like it's that Central Valley black hole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. It was just especially if you don't have money in that place,
Oh yeah, dude. It's
you're stuck.
It's really funny because you go to other. We talked about this in the Taiwan episode 22.
Yeah.
And
Episode 20.
it is very
Episode 20. Go
difficult
check it out now.
to jump. It's very difficult to jump classes.
Yeah.
And America's it's easier.
Yes.
But if you're born in a lower class in a area that has less options,
Right.
you will most likely stay in that.
Yeah,
And the Central Valley,
as
has
many
a
of my
l-
friends
has
have.
many less much less options than everywhere else. So it is very difficult for people with low income or like harder, more difficult backgrounds to actually jump into something else,
Yeah.
unless they do something like what you did.
Yeah. Education is like the best way out for. They should be offering more grants to the kids,
Oh,
but
for
but
sure.
honestly, like if somebody offered me a grant when I was 18, 19 years old, I would have fucked that all the way
Oh,
off.
for sure, dude. You don't know what the fuck money is.
No, I don't know what money is, and I didn't know what responsibility was back in the day. You know, it's just like, man, fuck you, bro. I'm gonna do what I want to
Yeah.
do.
Yeah,
type
you
shit.
can't tell me.
No, you couldn't tell me anything. But it was like Kendrick Lamar said, like, you know, never mind, I won't quote that.
Yeah.
But it was more like, nah, I'm right. And
Yeah.
then it was, and it was me against the world.
Yeah.
But then you realize that it's just you against yourself. Anyway, that's a whole different story.
Yeah.
So I struggled a lot, but when I got out and I realized like if I want to keep going and I want to keep progressing, then I can't have such antisocial behavior, and that I got to eat shit and just kind of do what I got to do to make it past to the next stage. And so I go to San Francisco and I start washing dishes in Berkeley.
Oh damn!
Yeah, my first job was at Gammon Kitzel in Berkeley, dude. It was
sexy.
a fucking nightmare, dude. I was like. Yeah, they didn't know how to treat their employees, and they were blackballed super fast by all the servers, like good servers.
Yeah.
And the people that I was working with, like they were good servers, but they were just jaded. They were just like they don't fucking care about us. Like they're the worst. And they were very German. But I thought it was fucking hilarious how blunt and straightforward they were. I honestly respected it to a degree.
Yeah.
And I was just like, that's cool. Like, I get it. And like, well, dude, they would come into the dish pit during like a lull in service, and they'd be like, Daniel, can you like keep it down because you're making too much noise? And I was like, I'm washing dishes. Yeah. And they're like, yeah, we understand that, but like you're spraying too loud. I'm just
Holy
like,
Jesus.
what the fuck, dude? And I was like, hey, y'all ever get checked out for autism? I don't think it's the German thing, my guy. Yeah. Like, I'm just like, what the fuck, dude? And so it was a weird experience. They paid me, what is it, $9 an hour under the table. Yeah, yeah.
Fucking criminal.
Yeah, and I lived in a fucking living room.
I've been there, man.
Yeah, it was fun in a Section 8 housing.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, it was crazy, bro. And so I'd be trying to sleep, and it'd be like fucking bass just bumping till like 3. Like,
yeah.
And I was just like, man, this shit wild. But anyway, started cooking because I would go down to. Every time I would go to work at Gammon Kitzel, I'd stop at the real restaurant and get breakfast.
Yeah.
And I was like, what's strata? And they're like, oh, it's like savory bread pudding. And I was like, cool. And that's when I realized, I go, wait, do you guys need a cook or a prep cook or anything or dishwasher? And they're like, oh, you need a job? And they're like, yeah. I was like, yeah. And then because I built rapport, I would go in every Sunday, and Daniel was there. Daniel Tafoa. Shout out Daniel Tafoa if you hear this. And he was just like... this super nice dude.
I was gonna say R.I.P. to a real one. But he's still alive. Shout out to
he's
a real
good.
one.
He's good. Yeah, he's good. He's doing. I think he's doing some kind of like food service.
If you'd like to jump on the pod, feel free to.
Oh,
also,
dude,
Blacksmith, we are for sale. And any other corporation that we've mentioned, we are for sale.
BlackRock, as well as Blacksmith. Go ahead and buy our podcast and then our houses.
Yeah, Job Corps. We'll fucking.
Oh fuck no!
We'll get you a bunch of fucking indentured service, bro.
Stories.
Yeah,
I can fucking get my homies from that shit because I met some people in there. Like, me and my crew were like a talented bunch of people. We just understood what it meant to be in that line of work, and just like how much you had to dedicate to just actually doing sweat equity.
Oh damn!
But
I got aroused when you said sweat equity.
Sweat equity.
Oh, fucking hell. I gotta fucking. Next podcast, episode 25. Fucking tune in. We got a
sweckity.
I got a fucking crazy story for you guys. Anyway, keep going.
Way to tease him. Yeah, and so I started cooking because I was like, hey, can I get a job? They hired me to prep.
Over here. Edge King.
The king.
That's called the fellows at work. Anyway, keep going.
And so they fucking Daniel. He brought me in. He was like, "Do you need a job?" And I was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "I want to learn how to cook this shit. I want to learn how to cook me. I want to learn how to make strata." And he was just like, yeah, cool, okay, come in and I'll have you interview with the chef. And then I go in and I interviewed the chef. And I was like, you really look like Tom Hanks.
That's what you told the chef?
Yeah. And he's just like, all right.
All right, I guess I'll fucking hire you.
Yeah, and then...
I guess it's big of me.
Yeah, exactly. And I was just like, what did he say? He said he felt, in hindsight, like ladies, and he's like, well, I felt bad for you. Yeah. I was just like, damn,
Don't make me make any Philadelphia cheesesteaks. Yeah.
Fucking hell.
I can keep going.
You got any FedEx packages? I have a... Oh, no, I shouldn't say that. Please cut that part out.
Yeah, I will not.
Because my chef is a very gay man.
Holy Jesus. There we go. Wilson! Anyway.
So, yeah, and he was just like... he's like, wow... And then Daniel was like, I told him to hire you because you were cute. And I was like, that's how I got the fucking job. And he's just like, yeah. I was like, the fuck?
That's right. You got to wear your recreational pants whenever you can.
My recreational pants. Yeah, and I used to wear that. I was a lot thinner back in that day. So I used to wear my little scene kid jeans.
We were all fucking thinner, bro. Anyway.
Get my wrist and black my eyes. Type ass jeans.
You don't understand, Mom.
Get it? You don't
God.
Such a bitch. Ugh. I'm going out there and I'm cooking, Mom.
Yeah, Mom.
And so yeah, silly me. Joke was on me the whole time.
Yeah, seriously.
But yeah, so I started working there. I remember on my stage too. I didn't leave. I stayed till closing. They're like, you don't have to work here. Like you don't have to keep out. But my situation was I lived in a living room with 5 people. I lived in a living room, a 2-bedroom apartment with 5 people.
Fuck, that sounds like me and Irvine. Keep going.
Yeah. And I lived in the living room with one other person, and my living situation was poor as fuck.
Exactly what the fucking Irvine was.
It's so I stayed at work all day, dude.
5 of us. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 5 of us living in the spot. I slept on the couch. It was like $450 a month to sleep on a couch.
Damn, you paid
and there was
$450
someone
a month
else
for a couch?
sleeping on a rollaway bed, a foldable bed.
Yeah.
And then there was one guy named John in one of the bedrooms, and then this guy named Mark and his girlfriend. Oh, what the fuck was his girlfriend's name? And they were in the main room. There was one bathroom, and no one cleaned but me. So I cleaned the bathroom in the kitchen, and it was fucking gross, dude. Tub, Jesus Christ.
I know exactly what you mean.
I was like, oh yeah, why do you sleep on the couch? I go, because it's $350 to sleep on the doormat, and I thought I'd splurge and fucking treat myself for an extra $100
For some back support.
Yeah.
Back when you were 20-something years old, you could do shit like that.
I beat some cheeks on that fucking floor, though.
Dude.
Jesus Christ.
I
It's
am
so
surprised.
weird.
It's not about where your living situation is, right? It's about your personality.
Easy, we're making him wake up. I'm like, just shut up.
Yeah,
The less you talk. The less you talk, the less
Bro,
he'll-
there's
he'll wake
a
up.
reason.
And then he's just like on his elbow watching us the whole time.
You just,
But don't look that way.
you
Don't look that way.
You hear the bed squeaking.
Yeah, fucking Jesus Christ.
What are you doing over there? Nothing.
Shut up.
Nothing.
Jesus Christ. More action he got. Anyway. So, fucking hell.
Oh man.
Clapping cheeks.
Yeah,
Anyway.
that shit sucked, dude. Yeah, I know. Dude, I can't believe how many women
Mark's gonna fucking
were
divorce me.
willing to go into that living room and sleep in my bed.
Dude.
I was like, damn, you're hella down.
Hell yeah. It is. There were no options out there.
There's a reason why there's so many blinds ripped off of the.
You guys,
those
you guys have
apartment.
seen us on the St. George fucking post.
Oh
And
man,
we used to be better looking,
It used to be.
but still not much.
Yeah. But yeah, anyway. This episode is quickly deteriorating.
Yeah.
Into,
Anyway, fuck
that's
it
what
up.
happens after a nice one bottle of
One bottle of
Blacksmith
Blacksmith
Cellar
Cabernet Sauvignon,
wine.
2019
Cabernet Sauvignon.
Oakville.
Make you reminisce about the days you were banging in the living room. Roommates and all.
Dave's gonna be like, take the episode down. You guys gotta take the episode down.
I need you to not sponsor.
Put us, just throw some Patreon cash, bro. The fucking the world's your oyster. The world's your oyster,
There
kid.
you go. So yeah,
So anyway, so
I cooked there.
Yeah. What was this? Is it Paisan?
It was Paisan. That's where it was Paisan. It was on Dwight in San Pablo. That shit taught me so much. Even my chefs, I'm still friends with till this day.
Nice.
And a lot of my coworkers as well, the ones that it didn't go haywire with. But yeah, and now like it's funny growing with people in the industry because that's when you start building those connections. And like now my boy's a brand ambassador or brand. He reps all these different companies. He also has his own private
Common Ground.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, okay.
And the one that does, he has his own private bartending service as well that he gives me gigs for as well.
Yeah.
And he's just like, oh, you want to go do this one? And I'm like, $600? Yeah, let me go fucking knock that out. Let me curl my mustache for this fucking event real quick.
Tops and bottoms. Up and
But
down.
anyway, yeah. And so I started
Carpet
cooking there.
does master drapes.
Curled. The short and curly.
Short and curly. Curly fries. My ex called them.
And so, yeah, I worked my way up there. Well, I didn't even work. I worked salad, but my ADD was so bad that they put me in pizza, and then that was the
ADD
first.
was so bad he drinks wine in mid sentence.
Mid-sentence. Yeah, and so
They put you on pizza.
they put me on pizza station. So I know how to work a pizza oven pretty well.
Damn.
Not as good as old Jay. This motherfucker used
You
to
gonna
do.
stop talking because I am turned on. Keep going.
Dude, pizza station is pretty fucking rocking.
Yeah, I bet.
Until you're hungover.
And so, yeah, and then he's just like, "What the fuck goes on this
Oh,
thing?"
dude, you ever
Like,
been?
6 different mushrooms?
You
What the fuck
ever
are so many
been
mushrooms?
still drunk in front of a 700-degree oven
Fucking
for
Christ. I
eight
can't even imagine.
for 8 hours?
Yeah, I've
It
been
is-
drunk in front of a flat and then it's fucking for like 8 hours. But never a fucking oven. That,
Dude.
I could fucking.
It's
I can't even imagine.
grueling.
Yeah, I bet.
grueling. The sweat is just pouring out of your fucking orifices.
Was that Robin Williams line? Just rolling down the crack of my ass like Niagara. It's the sweat.
From that hairy ass motherfucker.
I fucking love that guy. R.I.P. to a great one.
R.I.P. a great one. And so yeah, that was a pizza station. And I was like, I want to work saute. And they're like, absolutely not, bro. You can't even pay attention for 5 minutes. And I was like, you're right. But at the same time before that, I was when I was in college, I took a break from restaurants.
Yeah.
And I did a stage at this place called Sue Burr Kitchen.
Ooh.
It was in the back of a cafe, and the girl that I was dating at the time lived in Mission.
Okay.
In the Mission on just off 24th. And I go into this cafe and I'd study, and one day they just brought a menu to my table, and I was like, French onion soup, 6 oysters. And I was like, the fuck, where's this coming from? And they're like, oh, this little restaurant does service in the back of the restaurant on certain nights. There's a pop-up. That's the first time I ever heard pop-up, and I didn't know what that was. And so I was like, what the hell? And I was like, French onion soup. And I was like, all right, let me see what this tastes like, because it's really easy to fuck up a very simple French onion soup.
Sure.
And so the soup comes, the oysters come, fantastic Miyagi's, very simple, very straightforward.
Yeah.
But the soup, beautiful.
Oh.
Super caramelized onions. They even do the crouton with the Gruyere on top, roasted bubbling cheese when it comes out. I was like, oh shit, that looks good. Then I ate it, and I was like,
that shit with the fucking flame right before it came out.
They had a little oven, bro. They had a little oven.
And they slid it in and pulled it out?
Dude, they set it in there for fucking 5 minutes.
That's my move, bro.
500 degrees, just fucking.
You slide it in for 5 minutes, and so I can let it just kind of.
Next thing you know, you got 2 kids.
And next thing you know, you don't sleep for fucking 7 years. Anyway, keep going.
For real, though.
Jesus Christ. On God.
On God.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that's when I realized, oh shit, this is real food.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I came up to the back and I was like, hey man. And he's like, hey, what's up, dude? And I was just like, where'd you make this food? And he's like, I was like, what's your kitchen? And he's like, you're looking at it. I was like, you made this here?
Yeah.
And it was a panini press as a grill. It was a little shitty oven that hit 500 degrees. And it was 2 induction burners.
Yeah.
I was like, you made this shit here? And he's just like, yeah. And I was like, what the fuck? And so I ordered more food, and everything blew me away. Especially the fucking, how do you say
Verge
it?
of tears, folks.
The cassoulet.
Okay.
It was pristine. Everything about it. Creamy beans, sausage. And I was like, oh shit, that's fucking
Actually, that
good.
was his stripper name back in.
Creamy
Cream beans. Creamy beans. Creamy beaners.
Next up to the stage, creamy beans.
Creamy beans. Ladies, get out your dollars. Men, get out your $5s. Here comes creamy beans.
Prepare to get a rise in your Levi's for creamy jeans.
We hope you like Aerosmith, because this one, the dude looks like a lady. Anyway.
No, I think my stripper name would be Chanterelle, bro.
Chanterelle. Yeah. There we go.
That mushroom.
That
you know
mushroom.
What I mean?
Yeah.
Give it
Like
to
King Oyster. That actually.
Damn. King
You're a little
Trumpet,
bit, that's
bro.
a little bit too much of a good light. And call me the shiitakes.
Give him that King Trumpet. No, I want that Mitake mushroom, bro.
Yeah.
That fucking king of mushrooms.
Yeah.
So this episode is gonna be so long.
Yeah,
What are we running right
We're
now?
at an hour 8, but I gotta chop like 10 minutes off anyway. You're fine.
So yeah, then
I need something to drink though. It's fucking getting dry out
Are you
here.
dry over here? Pause it. So this is a it's a flower gin. And he uses flowers for it. So at bar
I had the pleasure of hunting an uni wasabi. You are now uni wasabi.
at Sidecar in Taiwan that you'll see in the video that's posted on Patreon from episode 22.
Yes.
Refer to episode 22 if you haven't, guys. It talks about us traveling to Taiwan, or me traveling to Taiwan, but Saul in spirit.
Yeah, I am in spirit.
So
I'm about to drink spirits.
The guy at Sidecar.
Oh, you took some of those home?
Yeah, he had. So he's an engineer by day, bartender by night, but he wanted to get into distilling. Yeah.
Oh, that smells good. What is that?
It is not geranium, but
Gardenia.
gardenias.
There's some light pepper, like cracked pepper on there.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah, you could definitely smell that fucking gardenia.
It's
for
gardenia.
Sure, that's what, dude. You gotta bring that for fucking
Spency boy.
Spency
tomorrow.
Boy and also Davey
Oh,
Smith.
right, Young Smith.
We'll save it when he's on the thing. We're gonna get him so hammered.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Hey, Dave, if you're listening to this, ignore this next 5 seconds. That guy's gonna get so drunk.
And so the owner wanted to get into distilling, and he wanted to make. His goal was to make 100 different spirits, or 100 different types of gin. He has one of the biggest gin collections in Taiwan.
I bet he does.
And so this is the gin that he created with gardenias. This is the 31st iteration. He's got up to 31 different iterations of gin from his distillation. And
What's the ABV on this?
I don't know.
46. Yeah, I was like, dude, this thing tastes hot. 46%.
Yeah.
That's more than ours. Ours is like 43.
Yeah. I mean,
it keeps catching your chin hair or your cheek hair.
I don't know, dude. Maybe it's just the
If
angle.
you try it.
I think it might be the cord. It's just tension in the cord.
Yeah.
You
don't know about cord tension, folks.
Cord tension. But yeah, so this one's
Prepare
if you've made it this far through listening to me rant and rave,
we'll take a picture of it. We're gonna take a picture of it and post it up, dude. It's very like perfumey.
Yes.
Like it's very like you.
Yeah.
Would, it's something that you would go to like JCPenney or JCPenney. How much
Bitch, how old are you?
How old are you? It's something you go to like like.
It's like when you go to like
St.
Circuit City.
Or yeah, it's like when you go. It's like when you go to Montgomery Wards.
It's like the time you go to Mervin's.
I fucking love Mervin's, bro.
It's like when you go to Gottschalk's.
That's only a Fresno thing. But thanks. Sorry, John. And, how's that BBL treating you?
Yeah. Oh, he's sitting cush. So yeah, this is
Dude,
one of his
2 feet
iterations.
higher.
This thing was actually like $60.
God damn.
It was kind of expensive,
it, though.
but it's really good. It's really
really
unique.
fucking good.
Gardenias, bro.
Yeah.
So I tasted this one and I was like,
Some
I'm taking this
gardenias,
home. So fantastic. I don't know. I forgot where we were at, but yeah, I started cooking.
So you're at Paisan. You are on Pizza Station.
I go to
And then you
Suber.
go to the Suber, and then you.
Well, I go to the cafe what has Suber.
Yeah, and then you eat all the food, and you're like, "Fuck, this is just delicious." And then you ask to stage.
And then I told him, I was like, "Do you guys need a hand?" He's like, "Well, I can't pay you. I don't have to make any money." And I was like, "I'll come for free if you teach me how to cook like this." And he goes,
"You always come free. We're going."
I beg to
Actually, it's usually
differ.
dinner.
But yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And
So,
so
some begging. It's more like. Anyway, keep going.
So I told him, I was like, "I will work free if you can teach me how to cook like this."
If you hear any cuts, weird cuts, patreon.com/
localdrunkspod.
Yep. Unedited episodes, folks. Keep going.
And so I end up going. He's like, "When can you come?" And I was like, "I'm I'll be done with school in 2 weeks. I'm off the semester. I come here every day after that." And I was like, "As long as you can just show me the ways that you're doing these things." And so that's how I really started learning how to become a line cook. It was just honestly, it was just like I was so broken, but I wasn't paying rent because I was in Job Corps and I was also going to college at the same time. And so when the semester came to hold, I was still in Job Corps, so I wasn't having to pay for rent, and I was able to go work with this guy for free just to learn basic strategies. And he taught me how to fucking clean squid, taught me how to clean with all these raw ingredients, and it really was a huge plethora of information. Cool. And so, yeah, that really propelled me. And so when I went and I was cooking at Paisan, after that, no, you're good. I was just like, oh, cool, yeah, this is cool. And then when I was ready to move up and they wouldn't move me up, I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna leave then, because then I got a phone call from Michael from Suber, and he was just like, hey, I'm opening the restaurant. And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, I got enough capital from the pop up and investors. I was also doing photography, so I did his photography for his investor dinners. Okay. Which is when I was doing event photography in college to actually make money off of it. Yeah. And so that was a good time.
Those are those boudoir photos, folks. Just give him a call at Cooksey with two E's.
Dcook SEE on Instagram.com.
Yep. Extra boudoir.
And so he was like, I need somebody to come work garde over here. And I was just like, I was like, okay, I'll do it. And so I left Paisan, and then I go cook at Suber. Dude, sucked.
Oh yeah.
Fucking sucked. You ever go to a job where you go vomit in the bathroom because you have so much anxiety?
Not vomit, but definitely sleepless nights. Yeah, but no, yeah, there's a lot of anxiety.
I would be shaking on my way to fucking, because I knew I couldn't prep my station on time.
God damn.
I was just like, I know I'm not gonna be able to do it today, and so I would even go early.
If you show up early or not, you just never.
He wouldn't let me show up early, bro. because he didn't want to pay me. And I was like, dude, I don't
ridiculous.
fucking care. I won't
I will
clock
do that
in
shit for free.
Exactly. I was like, I
I'll
won't
clock in when
in.
I'm
And he's
scheduled.
like, well, no,
Let me show up an hour
he goes,
before.
I want a healthy work environment, so like you being there early is just kind of a liability.
A healthy work environment, folks, is you being able to prep your fucking station on time.
Yeah. And I had so much fucking. I had 12 dishes, dude.
That's ridiculous.
6. It was 3 salads.
How many people were in the fucking kitchen?
It was all veterans. Like there was 2 guys on hot, 1 sous chef, and then me, and they didn't even have another person when I started in Garde Manger.
Fuck.
So I was fucked. And then eventually they got me help. And then they were supposed to have prep cooks. They
Yeah,
didn't prep.
going in and prepping,
They didn't
yeah.
prep
They
anything.
didn't
I was washing my own lettuces. I was doing everything from beginning to end. Like
And he
shaving
wouldn't let you
my
fucking
shit.
come in early?
He wouldn't let me come in early,
Fuck
dude.
that, dude.
I would have just fucking slept there in all honesty.
Yeah. I've had jobs like that where I actually slept at the restaurant. It's just easier.
Yeah, it's just easier that way
Yeah.
sometimes. And I even told him, I was like, dude, if you put me a fucking cot, I will lay in this thing and I will wake up and I will prep. And he's just like, no, dude. He's like, that's getting too involved. And I was just like, I just want to be able to do my fucking job.
Yeah, I want to make sure that your customers get what they're paying for.
Right.
So let me fucking come in early so I
Dude,
make
don't
sure they
even-
get what they're
Don't
paying
even
for.
get me started on sunchoke chips, bro. That's how I'm able to fucking spot them a mile away these days. Oh man, I would stress out about these fucking things because you go from gold to burnt and like that.
Yeah.
And so it was just all these small intricacies that I was still learning and I didn't know. And he was just like the whole time, like, it's easy. Why don't you understand how to do it? And I was like, I just don't fucking know how to do it.
Yeah.
Um,
Because I haven't been doing it as long as you have.
right. Like somebody who's doing it for 12 years versus somebody who's doing it for fucking
12
2-3
minutes,
years.
Yeah.
And so not even 2 or 3 years, dude. I was still like a year in at that point. I was off of Garde Manger and Pizza Station, like 2 different complete. Anyway, everybody ended up leaving because they found out that he was just a piece of shit.
That they had pictures of earlier?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
That was the building. It was super pioneering for like it was on 24th and Potrero, so
Okay.
nobody was going there in 2015.
Yeah.
That was still the hood. But he tried to open the space for cheaper and had an investor, a landlord that was willing to invest into the initial capital to put a hood in and all this stuff from retail, dude.
damn.
It was a retail spot that they built out for.
No one does that shit anymore.
No, you can't do that. They can't afford that shit. It's not even worth the investment.
You ask for a hood, they give you hoodies.
It was a retail shop
Yeah.
before that. And so, yeah, I spent like 2015 to 2016 there. And I was going to school because I did 1 year. I did most of the year just full on work. And I was just like, this isn't worth it to me anymore. I'm like still working all this fucking time. I'd make enough money that I can pay my rent and then food and then a little to go to the strip clubs on the weekends with my boys.
Yeah.
Like I was full on. And it was a good time. I had a great time. It was just being a degenerate line cook. You're like, oh, I make enough money to go do stupid shit now. And then my boy Adam, who I worked with at Paisan, was the bartender.
Oh,
there.
yeah, I met him.
Yeah, you met Adam.
Yeah.
And then he moved, and I brought him over to Super, and I was like, we need wine people and good servers if you want to come over here. And he's just like, I'll go to the city. So he came over to the city, but then he was like, this kind of sucks. I'm going to leave. And I was like, where are you going? He's like, well, Quince needs food runners. And I was just like, all right, I'll see you later. I was like, that sounds like a really cool opportunity. And he's like, yeah, I got to take it. And so he left, and I was still over there. And I slowly watched the business deteriorate into bankruptcy. And then, like, to the point where all of our checks bounced. Like, I wasn't getting paid anymore.
God damn.
Yes, dude, it was fucked. He fucked us so dirty. And, like, I didn't know financial security or how to fucking manage my money like that.
Yeah.
I was 20-something years old, just fucking hot-headed and ready to cook and party. And so I didn't think about anything. But, like, it got to the point where I was just like, dude, I can't have checks bouncing. Like, I need my money so I can pay my shit. And he's like, well, just try going to the bank and getting to draw it out from the account first. And I was like, when does the money go into the account? And he's like, sometimes on Tuesday. So I was literally showing up to the fucking bank of the company that he was in and demanding my cash. And they were like, there's no money in that
There's no
account.
money there, yeah.
And I was like, what do you mean? What about the tip account? And he's just like, they're like, there's no money in the tip account either. I was like, well, how is there no money in the tip account? Because that's not even money for him to allocate.
He's fucking negative. That's why.
Because he's robbing Peter to pay Paul.
Yeah.
And just super shady shit. And so it got to the point to where I'm like, and then he's like, we got to do brunch. And I was like, fuck
that, dude. Fuck brunch. Anyway, keep going.
And his bright idea was to have a direct competitor to Craftsman and Wolf's muffin with the egg in the middle of it was to do a hash brown ball with an egg in it.
Ridiculous.
And we didn't even know how to get the potatoes to stay around the egg because they would just explode about 80% of the time in the pot of frying oil. We didn't have a fryer. Dude, when I tell you I was throwing up in the bathroom, it was because he didn't know what he was doing, and I thought I was the worst fucking cook ever.
Of course.
I wasn't the best, that's for damn sure. I pretty much sucked pretty fucking bad, but I tried, you know what I mean? Yeah. I did my job. I made my fucking sous vide. I made my fucking sauces. I did my best at that. And so in hindsight of where I'm at now in my life, I'm just like, dude had no fucking clue what he was doing. He had no clue what he was doing. Yeah, because he had no R&D. He had no prep. He had I'm like, bro, what the fuck? Like, I thought I was going in to signing up for classic French cuisine. And sometimes we did. And I was just like, this is what I want to do. Like Escoffier shit, like terrines. And anyway, it was a huge scam. And so I got fucking boned, and the straw that broke the camel's back was on my way to a fucking shitty brunch shift to go blow up a bunch of these fucking hash brown eggs. And it is pouring rain, and I can't take an Uber because my check bounced. And so I had no cash, and I had to walk all the way from 24th Street Bar all the way down to Potrero, which is the literal opposite end.
God damn.
In puddles, bro. Yeah. It was flooded. My fucking socks, my shoes, everything I stepped in completely up to my ankles wet. My socks completely wet, and that is I can't do that. I hate that shit. That I'm ADHD, so I got that sensory shit, you know what I mean? And so I was pissed. I was livid. I fucking took my shoes off. I threw them in the oven. Took my socks off, and then I was just walking around the fucking restaurant barefoot. I go, "Can I talk to you for a second?" And this is only like this, mind you. My mom's dying during all this shit. I asked him for Christmas off, and he says, "I get it, bro. My grandparents are dying too." He's like,
your grandparents aren't parents.
I know, dude. And he's just like, I totally understand where you're coming from. He's like, but it's company policy that we can't take off holidays. And I looked at him, I go, well, first off, my mom is not a grandparent. And second off, you are the company policy. I was like, and I'm not telling you that, I'm not asking you that I'm taking Christmas off. I'm telling you that I will not be here on fucking Christmas. And he was just like, okay. And I was like, you know what, dude?
Piece of shit.
Yeah, after that conversation, I was just like, all my respect is completely gone. And then I'm like watching him walk through the kitchen, middle of service, taking note on inventory of equipment that he have that he can. And me and my boy Mikey were like, we grew up in a traumatic households, so we're just like, something ain't right, bro. And meanwhile, we have 12 pack in our low boy because we're doing fucking 12 covers a night. We're just pissed drunk at this point, starting a mussel farm. Because we were doing dollar oysters, and so we found a little mussel on one of them, and we just tried to feed it kelp and try to keep it alive. Anyway, it was a whole fucking adventure. And so, it all went to shit. And then when I got my feet all wet, and I go to brunch, and he's like, "You're late," and I go, "I quit."
He's walked out.
I was like, you have a week. I will not be returning here. And he's like, "Oh, come on, man!" He's like, "I get you're late, but like." He's like, "Oh, you don't have to do all that." And I go, "No, it's because you don't fucking pay me, bro." And I was like, "I'm sick of this shit." I was like, "You want to come in here and give me a hard time about being late to this shitty brunch to blow up these fucking eggs?" And I was like, at that point, like, I'm very respectful to the people that train me and shit. Yeah. Like, I won't talk bad to them. I won't talk. I head down, yes, chef. Like, that's how I was trained. Yeah. But at that point, all my respect was lost, especially after the fucking, my grandparents are getting old too and dying. And I was just like, you know what, dude, fuck you. And that's when I was just like, nah, I'm good. I'll be out of here in a week. And he's just like, okay, I understand. And
what an asshole.
Yeah, dude, fuck that fool. Fuck that fool. So yeah, then I went back to the old restaurant group Paisan, but they all moved over to Long Branch, and I kept cooking there. And then my buddy was like, hey, come over here. We need food runners at Quince, and started working there. And he was just like, you'll make money. And I was working 16-hour days. And 1 week on, 1 week off to go spend with my mom. Still not even be able to pay my rent, really. And I was like, why am I fucking cooking still? Doesn't make any goddamn sense for me to be still cooking. And that's when I realized, like, I just got to switch to front of the house because I couldn't go to school. My rent was too high.
Yeah.
My bills were too high. Like, there was no way for me to sustain myself living without going to work.
Yeah.
And so I had to work full time. And then my buddy was like, hey, take this golden ticket, come learn how to do this shit. And they, on a whim, were just like, I told them, I won't call in sick. And they were just like, okay, cool. When can you start? And that was like the bottom line. Yeah. And then I went in there 3 years later, learned everything I needed to learn, became a captain there, ground up. And it was because you just say, yes, chef.
Yeah.
You just shut your fucking yap
Yeah, do what the
and
fuck
learn.
you ask. Yeah.
Yep. And that's all I did. And they let me go up through the ranks, and they gave me beautiful education. One thing they really taught me, though, was how to deal with people.
Yeah.
And that was and how to read people, even more so.
Yeah.
And so invaluable information and all this education that they gave me. And I was just like, did 3 years of that. And I hit the point where I was just like, what am I doing? Besides burying myself in work. And then one of my close friends had died from high school. And I was just like, in my mind, because I was training Muay Thai.
Yeah.
And I was like, something I always wanted to do. And I wanted to go to Thailand to go actually see the sport and do the sport. But I just didn't know when in life I was going to be able to do something like that. Because I had this job that did this. And then it just got so stressful that I was just like, why am I doing this? I don't understand. Like, my mental health was deteriorating. Started using a lot of alcohol and like partying. And so when he passed, we were just turned, I think it was 29.
Yeah.
And he just dropped dead.
Yeah.
And I was just like, what the fuck? Like, we were super close in high school, and we kept up through the years, but not as close as we were in high school.
Yeah.
Like, this is like the dude I first took like acid trip with in high school. And it was just like one of those experiences that you're just like, that's my bro.
Yeah.
And then for him to just drop dead, I was just like, what the fuck is going on? Then I realized, like, and then on top of that, all the rest of the death of my mom, my grandma, I was like, I need to live my own fucking life.
Yeah.
And that's when I decided I'm going to leave this place and I'm going to go do Muay Thai in Thailand. And it was the best decision I made because that was in 2020 of January.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. I would have regretted it for the rest of my life because I would have never had the opportunity.
Yeah.
I would have never again had the opportunity. I stayed there for a fucking month, dude, and I trained and I just fucking drilled and I was just like, this is the shit that I love. And I'm still doing it to this day, but it was a very important lesson to my to prioritize my own self and my own mental health. And like, even then, like, I didn't want to go back to hospitality because everything was shitty, but decided to go back to fine dining to do another stint just so I can make some money. Yeah. And then join distillery so I can fucking learn about what it was. And here I am now, dude.
Fucking talking to this fucking
talking
sweaty Mexican across the way.
Yeah. See, it's how life be, bro.
That's how it be.
So anyway, that's how I started cooking.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Dude, I would like to thank you very much for sharing that story with us.
Sure.
I know it's you don't like to talk about yourself in general. I'm the same way. The reason why I wanted to talk about Daniel's foray into cooking is because he did it kind of a very traditional way. Is like you go to each spot and you learn something and you kind of apprentice and you keep going and going and going and pushing yourself and learn. My foray into restaurants was very easy.
What do you mean?
It was me just jumping into like a dish pit and then realizing that all the fun was happening out front. So then you jump out front and then you like bus and then bar back and then a bartender doesn't show up one day and next thing you know you're bartending.
Yeah.
And then you keep bartending. You get shitty shifts and then you get good at what you're doing. And then you get good shifts and then you never have to take shitty shifts anymore. Yeah. And then people realize you're competent, so then they start making you leads and managers. Right. So it's just a classic, like 80% of people who've done it this way, like who are bartenders, have done it this way. So it's pretty boring. But no.
Let's climb up the ladder.
The way that Daniel did it is a very old style of learning how to cook and becoming a chef and just really grinding it out and honing your craft.
And a lot of pour.
And a lot of being just broke the whole fucking thing. Dude, there's tons of places like, dude, I read articles of people who's like, oh yeah, I learned the old way to bake. And they'd go and they'd like intern in a bakery for like 4 years and not get any money.
God damn.
And then they'd leave and go their own, like to somewhere else. And it's just like,
yeah,
it's just how like they'd get whatever the owner of that bakery or the person teaching them would just give them that month just to live on. And it's usually just like rent.
It's crazy.
And they would just eat at the fucking bakery or this and that. Like, there's a very old way. And that's the thing, like, not to get in a soapbox, but
paying dues.
These paying dues is one thing, but these jobs are seen as entry level.
Yes.
And if you're really passionate about it and you really want to get good at it and you have the power to make or break someone's night. Yeah. And either through service or through what you're making or through what you're baking or through what you're cooking. You have all this power over someone's night, and sometimes you don't understand that you do. You forget that you do. And that's why customer service is so fucking important, because you really do, like, people don't go out often, especially in this economy now. But even before, people don't go out often, don't go out all the time. and you have this ability to give them something that they can remember forever.
We'll give them something to remember.
Yeah, I bet you can. It's called no, there's shots for that. And but yeah, so it's definitely one of those things that like it's a power that we have that we forget that we have. And
Unlimited power.
It's something that can't really be taken for granted, but it is easily taken for granted, but it really shouldn't be. Yeah. And we sometimes hate it. We sometimes go into a spot and we're working there and we hate when people walk in. We hate when people do all this stuff.
I just hate people.
But what it comes down to, we hate people in general. But what it comes down to is just like you're working in the service industry to serve other people.
Right.
And I am a huge instant gratification person. And sometimes you can see it in their face when they eat something or drink something. Eat something you make or eat something that your cooks made. They drink something that you made or something the bartender made. They have a good experience at something you're managing or something overseeing it personally. And there's no there, and you get that or fucking 10 to 15 to 20 to fucking 30 times a night. Yeah. And it's fucking hard to beat it. Yeah. It's hard to get better than that.
Especially when your parents don't appreciate you.
Yeah, exactly. So you're just constantly craving that attention.
It's like service industry is like rooted in parental issues. Yeah. Which is why we always have a good time.
Makes the sex easy. So anyway, thanks guys for listening. I think it's a good point to
damn,
stop
we're just going off all that?
Yeah, man.
Shit, bro. It's like I hate that. That's weird. I don't like that.
No, I think it's a good spot.
No, I see what you're saying. I'm just saying I just hate that the episode is literally just about me. That's weird.
No, we talked about shit that we did.
That's true.
So we're good to go. But no, thanks Dan thanks Cooks for fucking letting us know what's going on.
Of course, man. I appreciate you giving me a soapbox to stand on and talk about my story. This will be for the children to hear.
Once John gets his BBL, he can stand on that. And he can fucking preach off that. Sorry, John. Can't wait to see it though.
Cheeks.
I got a crisp Washington with your name on it.
I don't have any building.
Slide right into it. And all right, guys. Hey, this is Saul.
Washington. This is Daniel.
And this is the
Local Drunks Podcast.
You can find us on Instagram. You can find us on Patreon. You can find us on YouTube and also Spotify and Apple at
Local Drunks Pod.
Have an email. Any questions, comments, concerns, fucking keep them to yourself. No,
for sure.
Feel free to email us at
localdrunkspod@gmail.com.
And also,
Speak Pipe.
Yep. You have a crazy story and you just call us up and leave a message and we will probably play it on here and talk about it.
Yeah.
All right. Other than that, thanks, guys, and have a good night.
Appreciate you. Thank you for joining us for this episode of Local Drunks Podcast. Tune in next week to hear more about what we drank, ate, and what belligerent things we got into. Until then, sip something nice.